Moving along in Project 613, the first portion of the Torah after the Torah was given, the portion of Mishpatim, begins with the laws of Jewish bondsmen. Today we'll learn 5 mitzvahs about Jewish bondsmen. This is the topic that we'll be discussing for the next 3 days. It's important to mention that these mitzvahs only applied in times when the Jubilee year was kept and observed in the land of Israel, specifically when all the Jewish people were living in Israel, which was in the times of the temple. But these mitzvahs are not kept today when there's no Jubilee year, as we are scattered all around. The first mitzvah is a general mitzvah that we are obligated to follow the laws of the Torah regarding Jewish bondsmen. There are various different laws. There are 2 ways that a Jew can become a bondsman. One way is if they became broke and sold themselves. Another way is if a Jew steals and is unable to pay back the funds that they stole, then the court of law would sell them, and in order to pay back the funds to the one who they stole from. There's a mitzvah that when a Jew is sold to become a bondsman, they are not to be sold in a public, disrespectful way on a special platform where people bid and give different amounts. Rather, they should be sold in a discreet, respectful, private way. The Rambam also mentions that there's a general prohibition, which is also included in this prohibition, of kidnapping another Jew, God forbid, and selling them, which actually, if one were to do so, they would get the capital punishment. There are 2 mitzvahs about how a Jewish bondsman is supposed to be treated by their Jewish master. First of all, a mitzvah that they are not to be given unnecessary labor. So the kind of so even if it's the example the Rambam gives is even to pick up a cup. If that cup is not going to be used, the master is not to give them this work. Another mitzvah is that they're not to be given degrading work, the kind of work that a regular employee would not agree to do. So the example the Rambam gives is there was a special mat that the people would rest on when they got tired, called a linta, and the master is not allowed to ask their Jewish bondsman who lives with them to slap around the mat for them and follow them around. That is degrading, humiliating, and that is not to be given to another Jew unless they chose to do that work, obviously. Finally, there's a mitzvah that if a non-Jew who is under our jurisdiction acquires a Jewish bondsman, and we see that they are publicly giving them unnecessary work, like the example we gave earlier, even as small as picking up a cup that's not going to be used, and we are to do what we can to stop this from happening. We are not obligated to go into the non-Jew's home and to start worrying about what's happening over there, unless we know the Jew is in danger, of course, because the verse states, they should not rule over the Jew with unnecessary work in your sight. So if it's in your sight, you are to stop them from this kind of work, but you don't have to worry about what's happening privately. And we're not to say, it's their fault that they sold themselves to the non-Jews, so they should deal with the consequences, or that we should do what we can to stop this from happening. Thank you for watching.